seen anything like that. No good. Wide right.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go in the end zone. He's going to go in the end zone. The Bears have won. The Bears have won. Oh, my God. You believe in miracles? Yes.
It's the Davey Mac Sports Program, where we talk the sports and other stuff, like the 4th of July. That's right, kids. Independence Day is nearly here, and it's time to celebrate by kicking the first British person you see right in the groin. Male or female, young or old, if you're British, you're getting kicked in the taint this weekend. Anyway, I'm Roy Harder, and here's your host, Mr. Eastside David McDonald, everybody.
Thank you so much, Roy Harder. Everybody else taking off today, July 1st. The only reason why we're not taking off is because I didn't realize the fucking date. I apologize to Roy and to Bobby Temborough for not even understanding that it's July 1st. But tough toenails, as my mom would say. Pardon the language, but tough toenails. Davey Mac Sports Program live right now on July 1st, Monday at noon Eastern. You can watch us live on YouTube or on X. We have a very special guest with us, ladies and gentlemen. Bobby Temborough has booked us his.
Thanks, Dave.
What?
Am I the special guest, Bobby Temborough?
No. Hey, what you are is the special. Shut up! While the goddamn radio master, the Dave man, is giving one of his fucking patented, brilliant goddamn introductions. Jesus. The man's name is George, but you know him as Chiger, one of the great MLE Major League Eating competitors. And Chiger joins us live right here on the Davey Mac Sports Program in preparation for the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest, which will be going on July 4th at Coney Island in Brooklyn. Saying that it is every single year, a little controversy, but before we get into all of it, Chiger, welcome to the show.
Are we allowed to say that, David?
Roy, I said Chiger, and we're not going to make any more Chiger jokes now, okay? I don't want to hear how many Chigers are found at the bottom of the ocean or none of that BS. That's
Fair enough,
not
David.
why Chiger's here. Chiger is here to goddamn do the sports, and he's here to talk about. I mean, come on, Roy. We got one of basically. It's like doing a show 3 days before the Super Bowl, and we got one of the quarterbacks right here.
That's right.
And the timing is fantastic, Chiger. First
definitely.
of all, how do you know Bobby Temborough? How did you get on mixed up with this goddamn show? I hope you don't. I hope you're not offended by cursing because I tend to let a few F-bombs out. Just so you know.
No, not at all. You know, It doesn't bother me one bit. Me and Bobby go way back. I know him from the comedian circuit and, mutual friends. And, it's a small little world out there. So
It's a small world. Now,
world.
I was reading your bio, Roy, before the show. Chiger had something like 180 chicken wings in Is that the right stat?
Maybe 147 in 12 minutes.
Okay, 147 chicken wings. In how much time?
12 minutes.
Whoa! Wait a minute.
I
Time
can
out.
put away 30 in that amount of time. 30. That's where, I go out to eat my goddamn chicken wings. I look at 25 to 30 goddamn wings, and you've had a good day. 140 something in 12 minutes, Roy Harder. If you did that, your goddamn entire stomach would explode.
Well, I don't know if I could fit that many in my stomach. I'd have to push it through to my intestines before I could continue.
He's very small. Chiger, Roy is 3'8", just so you know. You can't tell by the camera, but he's 3'8" and he weighs 62 pounds. So
I'll fit right in your pocket.
He can only put away like six chicken wings at most.
Oh, we probably can train him to put away more, though. That's what it's all about. It's about the training and the mental capacity.
Chiger, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I find that when I smoke God's beautiful flower, baby, marijuana, I tend to eat more. I tend to get a little hungry. Am I allowed to smoke a few joints and then, participate in an MLE competition, a proper, whether it's hot dog, pizza, chicken wings, whatever? Can I do that? Is that fair? Or is that
No, there's nothing in the rule book saying that you can't do it, right? I haven't personally tried it because, I do love the flower of, God here on this beautiful earth we live on. But I'm too concerned about being, being not 100% mind, together while I eat, like maybe I'll bite my tongue or get sidetracked and go, look for the beautiful, purple dinosaurs,
Is marijuana usage prohibited in MLE or is there no rule against it?
They don't test for it, so I guess there's no rules for it.
Bobby, how about that?
One time, George and I were hanging out, and I tried it, Dave, and it was much like doing steroids without working out, where you have the will to eat more, but just not the physical capabilities. You fall significantly short.
You're so wrong. The other day, I was smoking up. I had 2 supersized Cool Ranch Dorito bags back to back. Is there any kind of Cool Ranch Dorito competition in MLE? Because if there is, you motherfuckers better watch out.
Well, you can bring it, but not right now. Not that I know of. But how, back to back, was that in an hour or 2 hours?
Oh, no, sure. Listen,
you're saying you did that in 5 minutes?
No, it was as long. Okay, maybe it was an hour 50. It was as long as the House of Dragon episode on Sunday night. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I guess it happened last night. Now that I think about it, I was smoky dokey. I like watching the dragons fly in the clouds with the pot. Yeah. And I got the Cool Ranch Doritos over there. Next thing you know, both bags completely gone. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe I did it.
Yeah, so the problem there, right? That was over the hour and 50 minutes for the show, which you thought it might have been 10 minutes. But when we sit down at the table, our contests are 6 minutes long to 12 minutes, depending on the food discipline. So it's a sprint.
Embarrassing. I have an embarrassing competitive food eating story for you.
Okay.
True story. Roy's heard this before, but I haven't told this in a long time. I got to, excuse me, Chigs. Can I call you Chigs for short? I feel like we know each other. By the way, we fit in. Me, you, and Roy should be the show going forward. We should kick Robert's ass to the curb because he looks like Salman Rushdie, and me, you, and Roy look like 3 members of the Pogues over here. Like we should definitely.
We could be related. Absolutely.
We need to be starting like some sort of Celtic punk band. After the show. I don't know if you play bass, George, but I play drums. Roy plays keyboard and guitar. We just need a bassist, Chiger.
Well, I tried playing some bass when I was a kid. Maybe I can go back to it.
There you go. Pick up the bass, and then we got a trio over here.
There we go.
Here's the story. I got to
Roy
David
was telling
Letterman.
me Chiggers are the best at playing the bass, Dave.
What?
Chigger's family is the best at playing the bass.
Okay, all right, that's enough. Now listen, I go to David Letterman's show. At the time, I'm sitting front row, and the reason why I got to sit front row is because I was treated miserably the first time I went there. The first time I got David Letterman tickets, this little producer guy comes out, and he goes, "Hey, make sure everyone's really enthusiastic. Dave loves enthusiasm, so make sure you're really enthusiastic. When the comedian comes out, be really happy and energetic, okay?" And I'm like, boom, they need me to be energetic? I got it, right? So the comedian comes out, and I'm like, whoa, let's go, yeah, David Letterman. Anyway, they go, "You're a troublemaker, you're kicked out." So I go, "Fuck you, kicked out." They had security remove me. I immediately went home. I emailed the Late Show. I emailed everyone at CBS until finally they're like, "We better give this guy some more tickets. Otherwise, he's going to fucking bomb the Ed Sullivan Theater." He seems pretty pissed off. And I am always a little bit pissed off. And when I got back to the David Letterman show, they made sure to give me front row seats. And afterwards they go, does anyone have a stupid human trick? Okay.
Okay.
You got a lot of those, David.
Stupid human tricks. Okay. Basically, I'm a walking stupid human trick. If you really think about it.
in a while.
Yeah. I mean, my whole goddamn life is a stupid human trick. I don't need to fucking be broadcasting out there that I am a stupid human trick. Anyway, I don't have those kind of things, except I just decided to bluff it because they said if you have a stupid human trick, after the show, we'll walk you into, through the backstage of Late Night with David Letterman and the Ed Sullivan Theater. You can meet a couple people, Max Weinberg or whoever the goddamn guy was, and then and you do your stupid human trick while we'll film you, okay? I bluffed it and said I could eat 20 Twinkies in 1 minute.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Now that's insane.
Chiger, biggest mistake of my life. Because this is what happened. I didn't know about this. But Twinkies, basically, they're sponges and they're just not going to go down unless you really, really do chew them. And because I wanted to see if I could actually eat 20 Twinkies, I got the first 3 down pretty quick, actually, because I was hungry. But then what happened is I couldn't get it any more down. But I was still putting the Twinkies in my mouth, and I was developing a chipmunk cheeks filled with Twinkies type of deal until finally the last Twinkie was one too many. And like the Death Star, my fucking mouth exploded. Twinkie shit all over the fucking little camera in the green room and the producer woman, whose name was Gail. I'll never forget it. She got fucking cream all over her face, her dress. It was like a goddamn fucking Peter North goddamn movie, Chigs. And white stuff all over her. And they go, well, what happened? And I go, I could never do it. I just wanted to see the backstage of Late Night. Anyway, thanks, guys. And that was it.
So I've eaten 40 Twinkies in 3 minutes.
That's awesome.
That's on my YouTube channel.
All right.
That video.
That is awesome. How? Because I'm telling you, as delicious as Twinkies are, you cannot eat a lot of those sons of bitches. You just can't do it that quickly. You can only they come in a package of 2. Like, that's kind of the proper size.
Right. 100%. It's probably not even the proper serving size. It's probably 1 Twinkie. But I don't know. I just bought a bunch of Twinkies and set up a camera and, liquid. Liquid's the key to a lot of this stuff. You need to be able to wash it down.
Can we dip the Twinkie in water or milk the way we can with the hot dogs?
I guess you could if you wanted to. Definitely be messy. It might fall apart a little easier. Nothing wrong with that.
But you ate the Twinkies. You ate the Twinkies without dipping them. You just ate the Twinkie and then sipped.
You just ate it and I was just sipping. Yeah.
You see, why didn't they give me some milk or some water? You know what? That's not my fault. I want another chance at that. I know Letterman's not even there, but whoever the fucking guy is now, who is that? Colbert?
I don't even watch that shit anymore.
Well, yeah, I don't watch it either. But Colbert, whoever is in charge, okay, understand the Dave Man wants his fucking shot at that. They didn't even give me some water.
Well,
you're back. Don't worry.
George, you're on. You're there. George, we can hear you. We can hear you. Oh, there he goes. Oh, there he goes, Robert. George, we can hear you just fine. Can you hear us? All right. Well,
Chiger, Robert, please.
We can hear him. Look at look at this guy. What is he doing? He can't hear us though, Robert. Any suggestions since you're the producer?
I never had this happen mid-show.
How about you call him up or text him?
That would be difficult since we're on the phone. He's using the phone. But yeah, I could do it.
Oh, wait, he's back.
He's back, but I don't want to just be watching someone try to get back for the entire episode. I'm going to have to proceed on. But you can find out, Chiger, because I really like talking to him. Is he there? Can you hear us now, Chiger?
Sorry about that.
Don't worry. Listen, if you go off, don't worry. We got you back real quick.
Yeah. So sorry about that.
No worries.
It's all good.
No worries. I'm glad you're back because Robert froze like a fucking deer in headlights.
Well, I'm just kidding. you put everything on do not disturb and all this stuff. I'm typing in from my phone, and one of the best friends called me midday. He always calls me when I'm doing a show
one of
or
those
something.
type of deals.
Yeah. So
God
it kind of it froze up the phone. So sorry about that, guys.
See, Roy, he also does the show on his phone, but he has no friends, so we never have to worry about Roy being interrupted by anyone.
It's never an issue.
I think we found our culprit, Dave. Andrew, who says, "Hi, Chiger." Was it Big A calling you?
Oh, well, no, but
he's watching along. He knows better.
If it was Big A, I hate it.
Big A is awesome.
All right, good.
Now it wasn't Big A.
Let's get into this. The Joey Chestnut. That is the big controversy. He is not,
it is.
As of now, as of we're recording this show on Monday, July 1st, Joey Chestnut not allowed to be competing. I believe that it's like 17 of the last 18 he's won, or 16 of the last 17, something like that.
Something crazy, yeah. He has a great track record.
And the whole thing is because he signed with, he's got an endorsement from a vegan hot dog company, and so he's not being allowed to participate. Now, what are our thoughts here that Joey Chestnut is not being allowed to participate? And since we still have 72 hours, will there be some last second, we got to get Joey involved here, like, The Undertaker at WrestleMania? What are our thoughts here?
Everything, I'm reading the same stuff you guys are reading out there. And, I think Joey had to make a decision with his people to do the possible brand, Netflix deal, to compete against Kobayashi. And our contracts are pretty strict with Nathan's. And, they say, Nathan's people say that, Joey turned down the money on his side, didn't want to do it. So, who really knows what's, what's the truth, right? Because they say they offered him $1.5 million and he turned it down. So if he turned down, if they turned down $1.5 million or 1.4 or whatever they offered him, and he went to Netflix, what did Netflix offer him, right?
$1.5 million for just the hot dog eating competition, or for a year on MLE?
No, for 4 years with the Nathan's brand, because when you win the Nathan's you win the event, you win the prize purse, right? It's $10,000 for first prize, but you get a 6-figure dog and pony contract for the year. So Joey got his six-figure contract for last year. It was up. He obviously won with somebody else. Supposedly they offered him a 4-year contract. He turned it down. So, both camps are kind of saying different things. Joey says he didn't have a contract with them. And, Nathan's is saying, well, we offered him money, but he turned it down. So,
to your understanding, was that $1 million a year for 4 years, or was that 4 years, $1 million? So in other words, 250 G's a year.
Yeah. So it's, at 1.4 million for 4 years, they were saying that they offered him. But, it's almost 300,000 a year.
300,000. Yeah.
But to turn that, I want to turn down 300,000 for eating hot dogs, but, but who knows what Netflix is paying Joey, right? The Impossible brand. And it's only it's my understanding it's only for Nathan's. And, our contracts with Nathan's are pretty strict that we can only eat Nathan's. When I'm out and about, I only eat my favorite Nathan's hot dogs.
Yeah. Is Joey actually becoming a vegetarian or vegan?
I don't think so. I just saw him eat like 13 pounds of bologna in Tennessee a couple weeks ago when I, ate 6 pounds. So
here's the deal.
Apparently he's a Muslim now, David.
So here's the deal, Chiger. With him out, who are we thinking? I think the Davey Mac Sports Program is going to put all our money on you.
Oh, well, I appreciate it, but don't waste your money. Because my numbers, I'm in the mid 30s, right? And there's a lot of eaters. There's a handful of eaters that are going to eat, 40, high 40s, low 50s. Whoa. So I want to put the money on me because I'm finishing, go for my PMR. I'm hoping for a personal best, better than 32.5 in 10 minutes. But I really think like James Webby is taking the circuit by storm. He's Australian, and he's beat Joey multiple times in the the last year on the circuit. But Jeff Esper's been there right along, finishing second to Joey for the last 5-6 years. his numbers are high 40s, low 50s. So it's really anybody's, day. Everyone's going to finish one spot higher. I know that for guarantee. Joey's not going to be there taking first place. So,
all right. So okay, watch out for those guys. I still think mid-30s is pretty damn good. And you never know.
I do too.
I mean, listen, Chiger, one of those guys has an off day. You come in a little extra hungry that day. We can actually have a champion, and then we are going to say he is the official Davey Mac Sports Program competitive eater, and we're going to claim a proper sports championship because God knows me and Roy ain't winning anything. And I mean, Bobby Tamburo, I mean, I know you know him and you're friends with him, but I mean, come on. We know what kind of, problem athlete he was on his high school basketball team. He tells me all the time he would chuck 30-foot threes. I mean, he used to tell me his coach would get mad at him. I said, if I was the coach, I would have Bobby Knighted you a long time ago. I would have strangled your ass at half court with the type of, nonsensical three. Who does he think he is? Steph Curry? He's shooting Damian Lillard? Bobby Tamburo shooting 30-foot shot. This isn't the Bobby Tamburo hate show. It's all about Chiger. It's all about July 4th. It's about America. It's about America today.
It is
I'm very
about America.
happy to be in the United States of America today. You know that?
I like where your heart's at, Dave. I think what we should do is find a way to help George out, right? Like, have you considered a hollow hot dog, George? Like, what if we hollow out all your hot dogs and everybody else is eating full ones?
That's cheating. No, I need to just put some more training in. I need to get better capacity, work on my technique. That's what I do every year during hot dog season. So.
I think the way to help George out would probably be, try to lure some of his rivals, like maybe walk around with a plate of hors d'oeuvres, little pigs in blankets, and be like, hey, pig in the blanket, come on. Hey, come on, you're not going to fill up. Come on, it's just one or two pigs in the plate. It's tiny. And then, these people, they start getting competitive, and you're like, hey, I bet you couldn't eat 10 pigs in the blanket. And then the other guy, I'll bet you could eat 11 pigs in the blanket. Next thing we know, we got a little fucking hors d'oeuvre competition. They're going to fill up, and here comes Chiger taking the whole goddamn thing. Boom.
I like it.
Chiger, I don't know if you know, but I'm New Jersey's greatest wrestling manager. It's possible that you might need me to be the first ever competitive eating manager. Because I got a lot of ideas for you, pal. I got a lot of championship gold that I'm envisioning for the both of us, for me especially. Okay?
I like it. Definitely.
Hey, all I want is 50% of that goddamn $10,000 prize money, pal. Now, listen, the way I looks at it, if I'm taking if I take out Vespa or whatever his name was, Eater X, I know him, the Ultimate Warrior guy. If I take all these guys out because of my, little hors d'oeuvre plan there, hey, baby, that's not worth 5 G's to the Dave, man, Chigsy. Notorious G, notorious CHIG, baby. That's what I calls you, the notorious CHIG. Chiga. Chiggers with attitude, baby. Let's go. Hey, we're not doing that, Roy. I told you.
My bad, David. My bad.
Everyone gets me and Roy confused because we're both red. Chiger, is he a real I'm a redhead. It seems like you're a red. Are you a redheaded man?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, when I used to have hair, it used to be red.
Okay, so Roy claims he's a redhead, but I have my doubts because he has like a George Clooney type of look. What do you think, Chigs?
Let me scroll down. I don't see him on my screen here.
Oh, Roy's the little guy wearing the denim. Remember, he's only 3'8". That's probably why you don't see him on your screen because he's like tiny.
Yeah, I don't know why he's not right there. There he is. There he is. All right. I don't know if he was a ginger when he was younger.
See?
Of course I was. Hey, now that's offensive, Chiger.
Don't put an A on it. Now listen. All right. So look, we'll go back into some competitive eating talk in a second, or later on. But we want to wish you good luck. Honestly, you're the guy. Dude, I swear to God, no BS. I not only watch the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest every single year, I actually DVR it on top of it. Like I'll rewatch it later on that night when I'm good and drunk.
Sure, definitely.
I actually always do two viewings. Yeah, sober viewing went live, and then a drunken viewing later on July 4th. I love it so much. So we're seriously pulling for George Chiger, the eating machine. Do we have a nickname?
So the smorgasbord, but George Shea, I'm the Red Horse of Death. You know, when he does my intro, I walk out stone cold, good. Evil looking. You know, my mom dies giving birth to the most evil thing ever. I've risen, Cain's my father. I've risen to the stature of 6'6.6" tall. He released me from hell prison, and half the shit's in pig Latin. So you can check it out. It's on YouTube. You Google it. It comes up on YouTube. It's insane.
I'm so into that. What was it again? The Red Dragon of Death?
Red Horse of Death.
The Red Horse of Death. Oh, my God. That's a nickname, baby. All right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's probably the best nickname on the goddamn circuit.
I love it. George did it. And, when ESPN comes to you, it goes, hey, we need to talk. You got like a 32-second intro, the second longest intro to Joey. Are you aware? And I'm like, yeah, I'm aware. George told me. Okay, cool. As long as you know what's going on. I'm like, I do. And it's been awesome,
Well, I am so into it, Chiger, and I want to thank you for being on the show. You're going to stay on the show, right? Are you going to hang out with us?
Yeah, we're going to hang out and
all right. Do you have any rivals? Is there anyone that you have? Like, I got to beat this guy. I got to take that person down. Do you have anyone like that?
Gideon OG.
Talk to me.
Gideon's a 6'8" man from Nigeria. He was a semi-pro basketball player when he was younger, and we go after each other, quite often. We have our little spits and tips and stuff on social media, and he beat me in Times Square this year to win his qualifier with 35 hot dogs, and I ate 32 and a half hot dogs. So I was right behind him.
That's going to be a feud to watch on Thursday.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, I'm really excited for that. Well, I've got a rival. Excuse me. His name is Chris Berman, and the reason why he's my rival, Chiger, is that in 2012, I had gone to the Super Bowl and to support the New York Football Giants taking on the New England Patriots in Indianapolis. And the Giants end up beating the Pats again in miraculous fashion as Eli throws an insane 50-yard sideline bomb, practically a Hail Mary that's not a touchdown, but you know what I'm saying. To Mario Manningham. Giants go on to win. It was amazing. And then after the game, I'm all excited. And who's in front of me? Lo and behold, ESPN's Chris Berman. And so I get a woo! Giants are just winning. I had a few beers, no question about it. But, there's Chris Berman, right? I put my arm around him just to be like, woo, the Giants win. There it is. Here, Deadspin reported it as, here's a photo of a guy named Eastside Dave bothering Chris Berman after the Super Bowl. Bothering. Now, Deadspin, if anything, he was bothering me. But that's why Deadspin's practically out of business, because they got their heads squarely up their asses. But nevertheless, that's how Deadspin framed it. I was just celebrating, putting my arm around the guy. And you know what he says to me, Chiger? Get your goddamn hands off me. Wow. Get your goddamn hands off me.
He's angry. Yeah. Angry man.
I was so happy.
Yeah.
I was just having fun.
Won.
Why? First of all, boomer, why are you out and about mingling with the public if you're not going to have some fucking Giants fan be like, we did it, Chris Berman, we did it, baby. Like, why would you go out amongst us barbarians at that point?
Something tells me you weren't the, yay, Chris Berman, we did it guy. I think you were a bit more like, yeah,
Robert, look at my face. Put that photo back on. Is there anything that says evil intentions? I believe my face says Super Bowl champions and happiness. And Chris Berman's face feels like, yeah. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't know what kind of aftershave he uses, but it wasn't by Menon. It was by shit. He didn't smell good, Chig. Don't worry. I know Nathan's famous hot dog is on ESPN, but Boomer's gone. He's not on ESPN anymore. Look at that.
It's all good.
Look at my face.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely look normal there, David.
They're going to put the jacket on me after this.
Yeah. Speaking of smells, what does your breath smell like the day after you have a hot dog eating competition? I'm just curious.
Oh, it's rough, man. I've gone on dates after hot dog practice, and you're burping, hot dogs in the car. And
I mean, I have one hot dog and I'm tasting it for like the entire weekend. If you're eating 36.
Hold on. I'm talking about Berman. I got somewhere.
Sorry, David.
So anyway,
didn't mean to derail.
That ESPN motherfucker says, "Get your goddamn hands off me, man." So ever since then, I've had it in for Chris Berman. Okay, no, I'm not taking it. You know how many people I've put my arm around? Many. Okay, and only Chris Berman and Henry Rollins took offense to it and said, "Don't touch me." Okay, so now I find out at a recent celebrity golf tournament, Mr. Don't get your hands off me. Don't touch me. This is what happened to him. Robert, please show the picture. He is being accused, Roy, of urinating his pants.
I could see that, David.
Pissing his pants at a celebrity golf tournament. You can see the pants. They're khaki. You can see the liquid that is darkening the top of the pants right around the crotch area, which would be where the penis is located. That's where the urine comes out. The urine is in one testicle. Then it is pushed through the penis and exits the urethra. Now, most of us shoot our urine into a toilet bowl. Not Berman. He allowed his urine to exit in his khaki shorts. He was caught pissing his goddamn pants, and the Davey Mac Sports Program caught him. And now, Chris Berman, who got the last laugh? Me, wasn't it? So guess what, Boomer? For being a dick 12 years ago, and now for pissing your pants at a celebrity golf tournament, you're on the Chiger list.
Chiger, you're the ones that we despise.
Because you can't be going to celebrity golf tournaments and pissing your pants, man. It's a bad look. I know. Chiger, you don't even have to comment on this. You're trying to be a sportsman. And you don't have to get involved in all of the Dave Man's feuds because there's a lot. There are a lot of feuds. I'm settling a lot of scores right now, Chig.
Yeah.
A lot.
I'd say if peeing your pants is cool, call me Miles Davis.
I mean, he could be like a professional eater, just wear a diaper at the next tournament,
How does that happen? You're just so into the game that and that can't be sweat.
No.
I mean, if you want to,
no one sweats around the crotch area like that. Just the crotch area alone.
It looked like it was coming down from the belt area down. So maybe it's sweat, but
I'm thinking piss.
All right. I have a hypothesis, Dave. I think what happened is he had to pee, right? So he was going to the woods to take a quick piss. We've all done that while we're golfing. Had a few too many. You got to pee. But he didn't quite make it. Like he told his body it was 12 steps and it ended up being like 16. So the process started and there's no way to stop it. And
happens to me all the time.
Yeah, regular basis.
I play Mario Kart very, very intensely. And I play online, Chiger. And sometimes I feel like I have an extra second or two to take a urination break. And then I hear the clock going beep, 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 beep. And I'm, oh, shit. And then I piss all over myself and the floor.
Sure. Yeah, it happens. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I train with a lot of water. I train with a lot of food. And, it's like sometimes I swerve off the side of the road. I'm like, I gotta go as I'm driving across the country. And it's like, as I get out of the car, and I'm like, oh, it's too late. I should have stopped like a half mile back.
Does that? I'm sure Sharts are a problem in the MLE. That a lot of guys think, oh, I have a little fart coming out, and they just decide, oh, I'm going to let the fart, and then all of a sudden, fucking 6 hot dogs in feces form come into the pants.
You definitely can't trust the fart. You know, I've learned that. You can't trust the fart in my line of business.
I didn't realize I was in the MLE.
I was going to tell my own story too, and I was like, wait, I just literally shit on Chris Berman. I shouldn't tell them that no less than 6 days ago, I kind of did a little duty in my pants. I was laughing so hard, and while I'm laughing, I was laughing at something I don't even know what the fuck I was watching. I'm a deranged psychopath who probably should actually have a straitjacket put on me. But anyway, I was laughing and having a good time carrying away. Little tiny fucking, like the size of a chicken nugget came out. I go, oh my God. I'm like a bird and I had a fucking egg made of poo.
Actually, David, that raises a good point. So when you guys are doing this like competitive eating and you're shoving food down through your intestines, how long does it take to reemerge? Is it like a regular 24 hours or is it like you get home and there it goes?
Well, it could be less than 24 hours. I mean, our body's pretty used to, this now, at least my body is, after years of training and doing this, it kind of pushes through the system pretty quick.
Yeah.
The body's like, we don't want 30 hot dogs and buns hanging out anymore. Like, get the hell out of us.
Wow.
One cool thing about George that's not, I don't know if it's true for a lot of professional eaters, but George actually got in better shape after becoming a professional eater. Isn't that true, George? Like it helped you kind of figure out your diet and things like that?
Huh.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I've lost over 120 pounds. My A1C's down like over 5 points. Like it's crazy.
Whoa.
My cholesterol, my kidney functions. I go every, I graduated high school at 330. In 2010, I was 400 plus pounds. And today I'm 290 pounds.
Oh my God. Wonderful.
So, yeah.
Wonderful,
thank you guys. Thank you.
Oh,
So yeah, it's really changed my whole life when I started this, the journey of losing weight. It took me 12 years to hit my weight loss goal, but the first 60 to 80 pounds came off pretty quick, but that last 20 pounds hung out until last year. And finally I've surpassed my weight loss goal and the doctors are happy and, all my numbers are great. And
oh man, good
changed
stuff.
my life.
Good stuff. A couple of interesting basketball stories. This is a bizarre one. Duke's Kyle Filipowski, okay? 20-year-old from Duke. He averaged 16 points and 8 rebounds a game. And, Duke, obviously, one of the most high-profile college basketball programs. Coach K isn't there anymore, but they're still a very well-regarded college basketball program. You'd think a 7-footer who averaged 16 points and 8 rebounds would have gone higher than the second round of the NBA draft. He fell all the way through the first round, went to the second round. By the way, the Knicks could use a 7-footer because Mitchell Robinson can never stay healthy. I'm not saying, Filipowski's the answer, but I don't know. You'd think maybe you could take a chance on him. Nevertheless, the details of why Kyle Filipowski fell are very odd. Apparently, he has a 27-year-old fiance named Caitlin Hutchison, who is a Mormon who has absconded with Kyle Filipowski. She doesn't allow him to make any contact with his family or friends from high school. He's had to cut off his entire family. And now people are thinking that Kyle Filipowski, honestly, is some sort of weird captive or victim or sort of, being held hostage. He's kind of like some cult follower, and he's following this Caitlin Hutchinson, who's telling him, ditch your whole family, do whatever I say, become a Mormon. By the way, where was he drafted? To the Utah Jazz. Utah. So this is a weird scenario. I don't know what to say about it, except Kyle Filipowski, there's other women out there in the world, ones who won't tell you what to do. And now that you're a 7-foot millionaire who plays in the NBA, don't settle down with a lady who apparently seems like she might be Jim Jones.
Right.
Okay.
Find yourself another Pollock.
Or have fun.
Enjoy your life.
Yeah, or chase that pussy. You know?
Just wrap it up, man.
But I mean, I don't want. First of all, people started to say that she started dating him when she was his babysitter, because she's like 7 years. She's 7 years older than him, so she was like 20 and he was 13.
My man was putting up pro numbers at the AAU level. I love it.
That's just weird, David. I don't know.
Now, if this was a dude, we'd all be like,
very bad.
whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
There's be some R. Kelly shit.
But why is this a bad thing? If his family is leading him to a toxic environment, he found a religion. Now, we all kind of make fun of the Mormon religion a little bit.
Because his family's totally normal, and they say we didn't lead him to any sort of toxic environment. We're a kind, suburban family. And all of a sudden, this chick's like, stop talking to mom, dad, and the brother. Even the brother.
Yeah, but I've dated crazy chicks who gave me that advice, and then I took it on my own, and it's a lot better. I bet you my family would be like, we're cool and normal too. Like, sometimes everybody has their idiosyncrasies. This man's an adult. He's dating a 27-year-old woman who made him find religion. Not to play the what if game. He's barely an adult.
He's 7 feet tall, but apparently he's got the mind of a 12-year-old, I think.
Or a 27-year-old, because he connects with her on a different emotional level. Ugh. But the point I was making is, if this was a different religion, if it wasn't Mormonism, even if it was strict, just like Baptist Christian, I'm not saying any other ones, like, people would have a real issue that this guy found Jesus and now we're ridiculing him and he's slipping because of it. You know what I mean? Has there been any indication that he is mentally off because of her or anything like that?
I will say this. I watch a lot of college basketball, and I watched all, the whole tournament. I watch all the conference tournaments, and then as much of March Madness as humanly possible. And Kyle Filipowski is a little bit soft. I don't think he's much of a player. No hops, no ups. I don't see him filling out. Maybe he can. But he seems to me like a smaller Sean Bradley. And, I'm not seeing a lot there. I don't think he's going to translate into being that great of an NBA player. But again, 16 points, 8 rebounds at Duke. Okay, you're doing that in the ACC, one of the best, conferences in all of college basketball. It's just, when you watch Kyle Filipowski, you want more. You want more. He had, that Zach Edey of Purdue. He looked to dominate games last year in March Madness. He looked to dominate. Filipowski never looked to dominate. He very soft, quite frankly. So I don't know. I'm concerned that this is a soft individual and that, this is some crazy lady. I don't care about it being Mormon. I care about it being the fact that she's 7 years older than this kid and told him to stop talking to all of his family and friends. That's the part that creeps me out.
Red flags for sure, David.
Yeah,
100%.
Maybe he got confused because you said he needed more bounce, and the Mormons love bouncing. So maybe he was like, oh, I'll do that, and we'll figure this out.
Now, the other thing that's going on in basketball is Bronny James got drafted. Speaking of going to getting drafted in the second round, that's LeBron James' son. Bronny James going to the Lakers. Some people have an issue with it. Some people don't. There is definitely an issue of nepotism. I mean, we're just not even going to deny that. Again, do I give a shit? No. And I'm going to tell you why. LeBron James is the Lakers. So if LeBron James wants to have his kid, in the 12th spot on the LA Lakers, then big fucking deal. I don't care. Let him do it. Who cares? But let's also call it for what it is, nepotism. That's all. It is nepotism. Now, it's fine. If you are anti-nepotism, then you shouldn't like this. If you don't give a shit about nepotism, then you're okay. But the weird thing is, when rules and definitions and things in society start changing, and or things that are bad, now all of a sudden it's like, well, it was bad, but, it's okay in this case. I don't get that. To me, is nepotism a good thing or a bad thing? If it's a bad thing, LeBron James is clearly guilty of nepotism. Okay? If no one gives a shit, no one gives a shit. But let's not pretend that it's not nepotism, as I see a lot of these ESPN people doing. They're literally pretending that, hey, this is fair, this is blah, 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 blah. I've heard everyone from Brian Windhorst, who looks like he should be competing. Actually, quite frankly, Chiger is in much, much better shape than Brian Windhorst. And maybe Brian needs to be looking into the competitive eating regimen and training that Chiger's undergoing. Because that guy takes up my entire goddamn television screen. They can't have a 2-shot or what we're doing right now, which is 5 boxes, because when Brian Windhorst is on the screen, he just takes over everyone else's box. He's that fat. If he was in my screen, his fatness would bleed over into Robert and Roy's screens right now, is what I'm saying.
More like winded horse, am I right, Dave?
Right. And they're just not saying that it's nepotism. Stop. It's nepotism. Now, look, who gives a shit? You know what? I don't care. Here's what Stephen A. Smith did have to say, and I'm just going to read the quote. Let you decide for yourselves. I don't care. But this is what he said. Quote, we live in a country where nepotism has taken place with white folks religiously forever. We've said little to nothing about it. Blah, blah, blah. And now this happens with LeBron James, a member of the Mount Rushmore of basketball, and all of a sudden you've got people running their mouths. This is the odd thing. So wait, when it was done by white, so in the beginning of the paragraph, it sounded like nepotism was a bad thing because it's being done forever, religiously forever, and we've said little to nothing about it. So that seems like it's a bad thing. But now LeBron James is doing it, and it's okay. I think one of the problems that society might be having right now is just, which is it? We just want consistency. Everyone should just get consistency. Let's all be consistent. Are we against nepotism or are we for it? I don't care. Like I said, LeBron James is the Lakers.
Yeah. I
mean, if he wants his son on the team, put him on the goddamn team as the 15th man. Is anyone going to care? But
I bet you he's good.
Also say, in no way, shape, or form does Bronny James sniff the NBA. Without being LeBron James's son, the kid averaged 4 points a game for USC.
Is that good or bad, David?
That's terrible. Oh. You get drafted to the NBA averaging 4 points a game.
Maybe I'll try.
May I also add, and I'm not joking here at all, I'm saying it right here, right now, and we will play this clip. Anything bad happens to that young man, blood is on your hands, NBA. Because this kid, 6 months ago, had a goddamn cardiac arrest in practice. He had a fucking heart attack and nearly died in practice. Has anyone stopped for a second and think maybe the kid's getting pushed? Maybe there's too much pressure on the son of LeBron James? Maybe there's a lot of stress involved with this kid? Does he even want to play in the NBA? He's only 6'1". He's not 6'8" like LeBron. He's a 6'1" kid who averaged 4 points in a shitty basketball conference because the Pac-10 ain't the fucking, it's not the ACC, it's not the Big Ten, it's not the SEC even in basketball. It's a shitty goddamn fucking basketball conference, and he only averaged 4 points, and he had a heart attack.
Jesus Christ.
What I'm suggesting is this is not the best decision for Bronny James. I fear that this young man is being pushed into the NBA. And I'm not even joking. I'm nervous for the young man's health. For real. And I'm calling it right now.
Nepotism is something... I'm sorry, David, if I may. Nepotism is something I've got a lot of experience with. It's one of the world's oldest professions. And I will say this. When I was a youngster, my father was a soccer player, professional soccer player. I did not want to become a professional soccer player, so I was forced into it via nepotism. And it turned out very poorly because now I hate soccer.
Chiger, his father is very German. And when Roy was playing, like what was it, Roy? 10-year-old soccer, like that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Like what age are we talking here?
Like 8 or 9?
9, 10.
Pee-wee soccer, right?
Yeah. Pee-wee soccer.
Yeah.
He's told me before his German father would run up and down the sidelines and say, "Scoring the goal, Roy! Scoring the goal, kicking the sockets balls and scoring the goal, he gets right past the goalies. All right. The time is now for us scoring of the goal. The time, the glory is ours, Roy said. The glory is the Houghton family in the soccer and the footballs. Score the goal, Now, Chiger, I don't know about you, but if I were the other parents, I would have been nervous hearing that kind of shit on the sideline.
Oh, sure, definitely, 100%. No wonder you didn't stick with it.
Yeah. So what do you got? All right. So what's your opinion then of this Bronny James? Chiger.
Man, I mean, really just being pushed somewhere that he probably doesn't want to be, right? Like, I mean,
way it feels to me.
Yeah, that's what it sounds to me. What you just presented, out there, like, dad, is dragging his kid along to do something for his kid, and at least he has the push to do that. So yeah, that's nepotism 100%. But the kid had a cardiac issue, at 18, 19. I mean, he's what, 20 years old? Like he's young.
He's 19. He just had this heart attack. He just had it.
Yeah, he's I don't want to get into that. But
I think it happened in October.
That's not good. That's a shame. He's this star athlete or somewhat star athlete, averaging 4 points a game. It's junk. And the kid should be more concerned about his health. Dad should be more concerned about his health instead of getting a contract,
Here's the bottom line, Roy. You know what it would be like? Here's a simile. You're not going to be invited to the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest if it takes you 10 minutes to eat 2 goddamn hot dogs. You understand? Right. There are certain metrics that you have to achieve in all sports in order to go to the next level. Bronny James did not achieve those metrics, ladies and gentlemen.
Starting with his height.
He's 6'1".
I was 6'1" at 12 years old. Like, dude's short.
I think what you should do is lock LeBron and Bronny Jr. in a room and just play Yusuf Islam's father and son so they can understand where each one's coming from, their different perspectives. But I hate everybody making it an issue with right now with LeBron. Like, nepotism's been rampant in the NBA forever. Remember the best coach of the Warriors, Luke Walton?
Oh, yeah.
Who only played in the NBA because his dad was a superstar.
He was though. But you're right. He wasn't Bill Walton. He was not Bill Walton.
Better example. How about when Doc Rivers screwed up a major trade because he wouldn't trade his son, Phillip Rivers, away?
Right.
Like, Phillip Rivers would have been a terrible basketball player.
That's the quarterback for the fucking Chargers. But I know what you're saying. Austin Rivers. Yeah. Listen, like I said, nepotism exists. It's not like it doesn't exist. It's just that when Stephen A. Smith is like, hey, man, nepotism seems bad. But, hey, now that LeBron's doing it, hey, come on, it's okay. Like, that's the shit that people are a little bit frustrated with, I think, now is let's just play. Let's have a consistent fucking rule across the board for most of society. Is it bad? Is it not bad? But don't all of a sudden, if Stephen A. Smith's point was or should have been, who gives a shit about nepotism? That's what his point should have been across the board. Not that weird opening paragraph of, hey, white people have been doing it religiously for years. What? And by the way, but
everyone's been doing it for years. It's not just white people.
Yeah, it's actually in the Torah that a father is supposed to make sure that his son has a career. That's in the Bible.
Look at Ari and Roy quoting the Torah. Wonderful. Oh, yeah. I love seeing that. It makes me feel better about you. Because after all that scorns the Golan talk.
We also forgot literally this season, Giannis got a coach fired because he made a joke about his brother committing insurance fraud by being on the team. Like, this is not a new thing. It's just now we care because everybody hates LeBron.
The Knicks hired Jalen Brunson's dad, who was a basketball player and is an assistant coach. But the Knicks put Jalen Brunson's dad, Rick Brunson, out as an assistant coach on the Knicks. Again, do I give a shit about any of this? No. What I give a shit about is, hey, some things are acceptable when it's convenient, and then some things aren't acceptable when it's not convenient. Stop the bullshit. Consistency is the key to life.
Do you feel Bronny has any responsibility here, Dave? Like, a lot of people would say, I'm not a doctor.
Honestly, Bronny, I just want Bronny to be healthy. I'm genuinely concerned. I have a very bad feeling about this, to quote all Star Wars movies. Okay? I have a bad feeling about this. I do. Robert, you make sure you pull this clip if anything bad happens to this kid.
He's talking to you,
and I'm not hoping for it.
He's talking to you, Hutch.
I was talking to you, Bobby Tenburo. Now, oh my Lord, look at it. We're an hour in already? Jesus Christ, man. Maybe we should take off next Monday.
It's your call, David.
Well, I felt bad that we're not taking off July 1st because usually we would. But I'm so happy we're not, because then we get to talk to Chiger only days before the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest, one of the great American sports traditions. I put that up there with the goddamn Masters. I put that up there with the Kentucky Derby. There are certain American sports events that I never miss every year. Masters, Kentucky Derby, Super Bowl, World Series, NBA Finals, U.S. Open golf, Wimbledon tennis, Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest. There's a couple gangbang. Well, I mean, what I was going to say is I do watch a couple gangbang videos, but that's not an athletic competition.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah, you're right.
It could be.
I mean, I have submitted some of the records to Guinness Book of World Record. They just sent an email back saying, please stop writing us with this. They said, please stop sending us porn.
Yeah. There's an industry you don't see too much nepotism, huh?
I don't know what porn you're watching. That's all I see, Roy.
So, I don't know. That's my whole deal with LeBron and all that stuff. Again, I don't care. You know what? The guy, like I said, the guy is the LA Lakers. I mean, if you're the Lakers, you're not going to put Bronny James on. But what I'm saying is, hey, LeBron, is this something you really want to do? Why wouldn't LeBron maybe think to himself, Bronny needs to play another year at college. And he has to play a year. I'm not trying to be a dick at all. This is not a joke. He needs to play a year where he doesn't have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Maybe he's working too hard.
That's like he needs to have a year of no injuries, no cardiac arrests, like a year of good health and good basketball. I think this is a big mistake, man. You know how much you have to travel in the NBA? Way more than college. Like traveling in and of itself, getting it on an airplane consistently, time in and time again, is not good if you have heart issues.
No.
You are recommended not to fly when you have serious heart issues.
Yeah. Seats are cramped, especially for those tall guys. It's like they got no leg room.
Yeah, but he's short,
he doesn't have to worry
they'll put him in the back next to the bathrooms.
Good point.
I'm very nervous. I got to say this about Aaron Judge. You're looking at the greatest baseball player of all time. Here's Aaron Judge's of all time. Here's Aaron Judge's stats on July 1st. You ready for this? 316, 31 home runs, 82 RBI.
Wow. It's
July 1st. So technically, those were his stats on June 30th. 316, 31, and 82. And anyone tried telling me that gambling degenerate Shohei Ohtani could hold a candle to my big boy, Mr. Judge? Come on, man. Like Roy Harder trying to eat hot wings against Chiger.
It's not happening.
No. Now the guy Ohtani can't pitch. He's having a good season, but still, whatever. And with Juan Soto, I'll tell you, Brian Cashman, the only way you will find me on your ass is if you don't re-sign Juan Soto. The Yankees need to re-sign Juan Soto. They are literally fucking reimagining Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth. I mean, this is insane. These two guys cannot be stopped. Soto, by the way, hitting 300 with 20 home runs and 60-something RBI. Wow. Yeah. That's right. That's right, Roy. Wow. Now, and today, by the way, July 1st is Bobby Bonilla Day. Can anyone tell me what Bobby Bonilla Day is for 50 points? I'm going to go with Roy first, Robert.
Damn,
if you know, you get to say it. Roy and Chiger get to. Go ahead, Roy. Bobby Bonilla Day. What does that sound like to you?
Bobby Bonilla Day.
Bobby Bonilla Day. What does that mean, you think? In the sports world, Roy, it's a sports thing.
I keep thinking about that the fat guy in The Sopranos, the cousin Junior's bodyguard. Isn't that Bobby Bonilla?
Bobby Bacala. Bacala.
I always get those two mixed up. So let's go to Chiger on that one.
Yeah, let's go to Chiger. I agree. He always gets those two mixed up. He's the only human ever to say that he gets Bobby Bonilla and Bobby Bacala mixed up. But he goes, I always get those two mixed up as if it was normal. I saw what you tried to do there. Chiger, please. Do you know what it is?
I honestly don't know. Is it a bobblehead night or something?
Not terrible. Not terrible.
Okay. All right.
This guy has had bobblehead nights for sure. Okay, Robert.
So Bobby Bonilla was a professional baseball player for the Mets, and he took one of my favorite deals ever in baseball history, where he took a very little money up front, and then for 25 years they have to pay him $1 million a year after he retired.
He's been retired since, I don't know, the mid 2000s, early 2000s. And he gets on July 1st, $1 million every year until 2035.
Oh, wow. So he's the world's smartest baseball player as well.
Today. He said what happened was the Mets with Bernie Madoff, some of that shit was already starting to happen. The Mets, all of a sudden, the Wilpons didn't have as much money as they thought. And they're like, shit, we can't afford this guy. He's like, listen, pay me this much up front. Pay me a few mil up front. That's it. And he was worth like a 4-year, $20 million contract at the time. He said, no, don't worry about it. Pay me just a couple mil up front. And then you got to pay me when I'm retired, $1 million a year since 2030 until 2035. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah.
God damn it. That is a fucking intelligent baseball player right now, or agent, I suppose.
And it could work out for the Mets too, because if inflation keeps going up, the $1 million they pay him each year is worth less because if there's more cap and things like that. So it may work out for the Mets in the long run too.
His money would have ran out a long time ago. You know what I mean? And every year you can, on July 1st, $1 million goes into that bank account. That's just awesome.
You could really stretch that $1 million a year if you put it into the right Ponzi scheme, though, David.
How depressed is he going to be 2036 too? July 1st, 2036, when there isn't another million hitting the bank account.
No more check for you, Bobby Bo. You think the Mets will have a big day of, we're free from Bobby Bonilla night on July 1st, 2036?
A good team would, but it's the Mets, so probably not.
Well, that's going to do it. We're done. But Chiger, George Chiger, I want to thank you. And I want to thank your greatness. I want to thank you for taking your talents to the Davey Mac Sports Program today. And I'm going to be rooting for you when you take your talents to Coney Island in Brooklyn on Thursday. And when all of a sudden, George Chiger shocks the world. I shook up the world. And he wins the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest of 2024. I believe in miracles, George. Anyway, final thoughts, George? Mr. George Chiger?
Oh, thank you guys for having me on the show today. Really got me pumped up, comparing me to the great, my sport to all the other great American sports that you look forward to every year. So, thank you again, and thank you for all the support and, a little bit of hype to get me pumped here.
You're the man. You're the man. You're the man. You are the official Davey Mac Sports Program competitive eater. Everyone, not just me, Roy and Robert, but all the DMSP people, all the East Side Davidians out there will also be rooting for George Chiger, the man, the myth. And with no Joey Chestnut, anything is possible now.
That's right.
Oh, 100%, definitely. It's going to be a great show for everybody to watch, tune in. Joey's not there, so it's not going to be his show. It's going to be everybody else.
Awesome.
Who's going to take his spot,
Make sure you put that on your ESPN in the DVR. Sometimes it's on ESPN. Sometimes it's on ESPN2. Please check your local listings.
Yes.
Okay?
Definitely.
Check those fucking local listings. Do you ever hear anyone say check your local listings more aggressively than that? That's usually like, check your local listings. Okay. Anyway, Roy.
Yes, David, I have a big plug this week.
Please.
I am auctioning off my sports memorabilia collection on eBay right now. The auction ends this Friday at 5 p.m. I'm going to post a link to my Twitter. The current bid is at 99 cents. The value of the actual lot is a lot more than that.
Well, what are some of is it one item or are there multiple items?
Oh, I have thousands of items, signed autographs. I've been collecting this sports memorabilia for years. So I'm putting my auction up for collection.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big one, David. Starting at 99 cents. Please, I'm going to post a link. Please bid on it.
Any just one piece of memorabilia or that seems enticing for folks?
Well, I think I have every single Michael Jordan basketball card ever made. I have them all collected.
Oh, yeah, is this true?
Yeah, I got it. It's I will admit it's predominantly heavy on the 90s basketball and late 90s Jets football. A couple baseball cards in there, not worth too much, but there is some.
So we're talking. It's a card collection. It's a sports card.
Cards and a lot of autographs as well. Autographed cards and some autographed photos. Keith Hernandez, stuff like that.
Roy was telling me he used to have all the Yankees winning team baseball autograph, but he gave it to some kid. Now he has a chewed up baseball with Babe Ruth's autograph that his dog got.
No, but I will say, Roy, when you said Keith Hernandez, somewhere Bo's little penis got erect. When he talked about having a Keith Hernandez autograph, you know how much he loves Keith.
Who loves Keith? Is it Bobo?
Bobo, our good friend Daniel Bobo Curlin.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. We asked him one time in the interrogation if he had to, would he make out with Keith Hernandez? And he was like, I would do it even if I wasn't under interrogation. I'm not, you're not going to have to, bribe me to be making out with Keith. He loves Keith Hernandez.
Fair
All
enough.
right, well, listen. Robert, do you have anything to plug?
Yeah, you can see me July 20th at the Bijou Theater in Connecticut, or August 8th, 9th, and 10th at Comics Mohegan Sun, also in Connecticut. I don't know why you'd be in Connecticut. I don't want to be, but if you're stuck there, come see me. And
George, nice, state.
George says he goes on dates after hot dog training. I call my dates hot dog training, so slide in the DMs, ladies.
George, it's disgusting. I don't know how you know this kid either.
It's a small world,
Yeah, apparently it is. Well, George, listen, George Chiger, we are rooting for you. We want you to succeed. We want you to dominate on Thursday, July 4th, Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest, televised on one of the ESPNs. George Chiger is our representative, and you are going to destroy it, okay? Whether you win or lose, I'm predicting a destroying job from Chigs.
Sounds good. I like it. I'm going to go out there and do the best I can. That's all I can do.
Well, I'll do it. George Chiger, thank you so much. Roy Hotta, thank you. Bobby Tamburo, thank you. We are going. This is the live broadcast. We then remaster the MP3 and MP4, and we upload both. That they should be available later this evening. Just a little bit of a higher quality there for you. So go check that out. Keep the notifications. Make sure you're subscribing and sharing all things Eastside Dave and especially YouTube, Eastside Dave TV. Make sure you're subscribing to that as well. For George Chiger, Roy Hotta, Bobby Tamburo, I'm Davey Mac. Good night, everybody.